You're listening to Things I Want to Know.
There are places where the ground doesn't just hold water. It holds memory. South Louisiana is one of them. Swamps that don't drain, canals that don't rush, heat that doesn't lift, French roots, old habits, and ways of handling things that don't always make sense if you're not from there. Jennings, Louisiana is not a big place. It doesn't need to be. Places like this don't operate on size. They operate on proximity. People overlap, lives overlap, problems overlap. If something happens, someone usually knows something, or at least they think so.
Down in Jennings, by the waterline, same old roads, same kind of nights. You hear a name, then it's gone again. Nobody asks, nobody steps in. 8 in the water, 8 in the ground. Say it out loud, no one comes around. 8 in the water, count them slow. Some things sink and never let go.
So this case spans 2005 all the way to 2009 in Jefferson Davis Parish in Louisiana. And it's still not solved.
Still not solved?
No. And there's a whole range of reasons why it's not solved.
I mean, that really wasn't, I guess to me, that does not seem that
20
long
years ago.
Yeah. I think, 2005,
Yeah.
Alex was born to the 2009. That was when pretty much Melissa was born. So to me, that doesn't feel that long ago. But yeah, I guess technically.
I was selling insurance.
Yeah, my kids were
Yay.
babies. I guess that 20 years doesn't seem that
Yeah.
long ago. But I guess in retrospect it is. But that's really sad. Like there's nothing, no DNA, no smoking
we'll
gun,
get into that.
no.
We'll get into it here. So let's see. 8 women were murdered and found in the bayou.
8.
Same geography. And they all kind of knew each other or tertiarily knew each other or something like that. And everything that I got here is documented by what remains or, what is reported. And it's a mess. It's a giant mess.
So after 2009, it just stopped?
2005, wasn't it? 2009, yeah. 2009, yeah, it just stopped.
Wow.
I was in Colorado, so you can't blame me. What?
What a thing to say.
Well, I mean, I have an alibi.
All right, law enforcement, if you're listening, it's not Paul.
I have an alibi.
But I mean, I'm just like mind blown by that. I mean, there people mess up.
Yeah, but it's low population down there, though, too. There's like nobody lives there. Not really.
Like, what major town is it close to?
Well, Jennings sits in low country, which is Bayou, right?
What?
Water, it's everywhere. And it wouldn't make sense unless you've seen it. It's right at the water table, right at the ocean.
Oh, that's what I'm getting ready to
It's
say.
not at the ocean, though.
When did Katrina hit? 05?
Yeah, I think. I have to look it up.
Yeah, because I remember.
So it
that.
has a bunch of drainage canals cut through neighborhoods. You saw Stuttgart.
Yeah.
It's similar to that, but denser and not cultivated.
Really?
Yeah. Those drainage ditches that you saw on the side of the road,
Yeah.
they just cut right through the neighborhoods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it does that in Stuttgart a little bit too, because it's not the bayou, but it's the delta.
Yeah, I do remember we were driving to Florida. Like it's definitely like looks like wet, kind of like marshland kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which was different if you've never seen that before. But
ditches, deep ditches on all sides of the roads. Every road has 2 ditches on each side, and they're deep, right? And you don't have to go far to find a place where something could be left and not immediately found, because it's just brush. No one really mows it back because it's a ditch and it's full of water half the time.
wow, I didn't think about that, but dang.
So the social environment of this place too also matters, just as much as the geography. Many of the victims moved within the same overlapping moved around inside the same overlapping network, so they kind of all knew each other.
Okay.
They're all tied to drugs, unstable housing, survival-based sex work, things like that.
Oh, wow.
Well, there's not a lot of jobs.
I mean, is this a very like poor rural community?
Yeah. Extremely poor. It didn't define them, I don't think, but it definitely identifies them.
They're like, let me guess, classically known for sex workers, therefore probably ignored.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, these are all the not the B players, but the D players in society.
Well, that heavily into drugs, prostitution.
Well, they're just poor, and they got nothing better to do. And South Louisiana, you saw it. I mean, it's nothing to do down there, man, except for drink and smoke.
And sad thing though is these people probably have been met by, I don't know, I'm guessing here, if they're into prostitution or sex workers, and they're probably been arrested before for drugs or for that. And that doesn't exactly you're kind of
it kind of defined how quickly people reacted when they just disappeared.
That's awful,
right? And people disappear in this places for days at a time just because there's nothing to do there. So they go to the big city, go to Mobile or New Orleans or Baton Rouge or anywhere but there. So they're used to people just taking off and leaving and coming back eventually.
Interesting. Okay, never thought about that.
So back in May 2005, Loretta Chasen, I don't know. She disappeared, but she was found in a drainage ditch in a drainage canal just outside of town. First body, right? She wasn't buried. She wasn't concealed.
She was just left in a ditch.
Yeah.
Just out there for everyone to see.
Yeah. No, it didn't suggest planning or anything. They just put her in the water. And you know what? It doesn't matter if they planned or not. When you throw somebody in the water, what happens to all the evidence?
The evidence is washed away.
Yeah, that water disintegrates it. Just gone.
That's horrible to do to a person. Just literally throw them on the side of the road like trash.
Then in June, Ernestine Patterson, she's found in a rural roadside area within the parish. And the parishes are counties. They call that's the only state that calls their counties parishes. And the reason why they say rural roadside area is because the reporting from the official reporting places like police and coroner and things like that, they disagree. They all say different things.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not good at all. So they're within weeks of each other that these two ladies died.
So May and then June.
Yeah. And then in September, Laconia Muggy Brown. In September, she's found within the town, or within the parish limits, I guess. And now she's the third woman found in 4 months.
They don't think like, ooh, alarm bells. We got a pattern here.
Same general environment, same exposure, same type of recovery thing, blah, blah, blah. And they don't have a clue. No arrests, no suspects, no nothing. Right?
Did this even make the news at this point? Probably not.
Yeah, I think it made the news because there's a documentary on it and you see a lot of news footage on it. So maybe these three made the news. I mean, 3 people dying in a place that people don't get murdered.
Yeah, that I would hope would gain some new news attention.
Maybe because, if it was socialite dies, it would be all over the place. But this person's, hanging out in bars and things and using drugs. It's, not everybody wants to know about that.
Still, I mean, that's a pattern. The same disposal, I'm assuming, same kind of particular, found in a ditch or inside town, outside of town, or whatever. That screams pattern.
Yeah, just toss them over the side. According to later reporting, though, people in the community began connecting the women through shared acquaintances and overlapping drug activity. And so they started talking about who could have done this, who could have done that, who did she knew, right? But still, there's nothing going on. There's police, nothing. Not really. I mean, they looked at it, they logged it, put her in the county morgue, all that good stuff. And then 2006, nobody, looks like it kind of cleared up a little bit. Still nobody doing anything about it. And family members were later quoted in reporting describing that they were extremely frustrated with the law enforcement and the governmental entities not doing anything, not just with the lack of answers, but with how slow everything is moving.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I can only imagine what it's like to be a victim's family, but they don't tell you everything for a reason.
Yeah. But for the entire year, nothing happened in the parish. Nothing.
Like whoever this person is had like a downtime or whatever.
Yeah. There's just nothing happened. And then 2007, Kristen Gary, she disappears and is found in a ditch. Or in another one of those areas within the parish, because again, they describe different areas in the different reports.
Okay, this town doesn't sound like it's very big. It doesn't sound like a lot's going on. How can you get this so confusing about the area? I mean, I don't understand.
And then a few months go by, September in 2007, Crystal Benoit, she disappears and is found just like the others.
Okay.
5 women now.
If their friends can figure out that they knew each other, why can't the cops figure out some underlying connection?
Well, at this point, you're right. I mean, about this time, reporting begins to reflect a shift, right? The family members are quoted expressing concern that the victims' lifestyles affected how aggressively that the cops were pursuing it.
Well, this has kind of been a pattern for a lot of cases where it's been like people who are sex workers are kind of like, oh, she's just a prostitute or sex worker. She knew she should have known better. This is a high-risk lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. They're still human beings. I mean, this has happened in lots of cases.
Well, if you get down in those really lower parts of Louisiana and in Alabama and Mississippi and whatnot, where there's not a lot of population, you go back in time about 30, 40 years.
Yeah, you do. I mean, we've driven through there, and it was...
I grew up around there, so...
It was very eye-opening when we were going to Florida.
Yeah. I have relatives that live in this part of the country. Not in Jefferson Parish, but near.
Yeah, even the billboards and stuff that we saw.
The billboards.
Yeah.
They had a billboard in Pensacola that was...
On the way to Pensacola. It was in...
It was in Pensacola.
Was it in Alabama?
No, it was in Pensacola.
I saw another one on the way in.
You saw another one?
Yeah, and it's about drug-resistant gonorrhea.
Yes.
And I I was like, wow, you don't see this in Arkansas. Yeah. And I was trying to get a picture of it because I knew nobody would believe me.
We used to be able to turn the burn, but now you're going to have to watch out.
I mean, it was a giant billboard. So I remember going,
oh my God.
I was like, is gonorrhea an issue down here?
It must be. Well, it is an Air Force base, so there's that.
Yeah.
So advocacy groups, they begin raising concerns, and they weren't trying to prove misconduct. Their implication whenever they were complaining about this stuff was neglect of the community at large.
Well,
if you don't have money, you're not going to get help. Right?
Well, I mean, I don't know how police departments with very tight budgets handle stuff like that, because you want to treat everybody the same, but how do you you don't have money, you don't have money. I mean, what do they do?
Oh, they're broke down there, that's for sure. I mean, they might not be broke. I don't know. Maybe things have changed since then. I mean, it's 20 years ago.
I would hope so.
Knock on wood, right? Then in 2008, so they had another respite, 2008. I would be wondering who's in town during this time and who's not.
What's going on in the town or what's going on in the environment? Yeah. I'm thinking like, okay, I just listened to the documentary again on BTK's daughter, and it was very interesting, by the way, on Netflix. But, he had cooling off periods too, and he was raising a family.
Yeah,
maybe,
like
who knows?
a 20-year cooling off period.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking like, okay, maybe after Katrina, things weren't so great down there.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a guess.
No, it could be somebody coming in from New Orleans too.
And then the next thing was like, what is going on in the town or in the area, or that would keep a cooling off period, or is this person married, has a family, or I mean, it's very interesting that it's like a year stretch, and then all of a sudden he or she starts.
Well, he waits again from September all the way until May 2008. That's what, 6-7 months. And Aurelia Jackson, I can't pronounce it. She's same thing, exact same MO.
Are they like missing? Are they all like, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Like the red light districts of towns is not my forte, but I'm guessing, do these women, like, if they kind of know each other or go in the same circles as drugs, is there like one bar where all these people collect, or is there like a street?
In the documentary, there was just a couple of places that they hung out. Yeah.
I would think that
somebody'd notice if it was the same place all the time, wouldn't it?
I would hope, but like, can you not go in there and like talk to people and like, you know,
would think.
Hey, there's this one guy that comes in every Wednesday and he's kind of creepy. I mean,
yeah. So now, and then after she's found, there's a 3-year period.
3 years.
And it starts to become, it's a 3-year period over those 3 years.
Okay.
Right. It becomes something that exists in the background of the town. People are like, oh yeah, that happens.
Oh my gosh. They're just like, oh yeah, it's like another day.
Yeah. So we go from 2008, right? Or 2007. No, it's Crystal Benoit. Yeah, May 2008 to August 2009. A year and a half later, Nicole Gilroy disappears. And she's found in Jennings in the town. Gilroy had previously been identified as a witness in a 2002 case. This is kind of one of those things that's interesting. She would have been identified in a 2002 case as a witness involving alleged misconduct connected to law enforcement.
Oh.
And this is where it throws the whole kink in the wrench, or wrench in the kink. Actually, it's wrench in the... Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
So here's where the conspiracy theories start to fly.
Oh, yeah. If it's got anything to do with somebody and
well, they're not doing anything about these women that are dying.
Oh, that's
not that we can see anyway.
But if law enforcement is messed up in any form or fashion, people are going to run into that as like conspiracy theory big time.
So the whole community's now talking about this, and even though this fact doesn't explain what happened to her, it now inserts itself into the middle of this whole thing, and you can see why all of a sudden it just breaks down. Because now, not only are the people that they're hanging out with suspects, now we've got police that are suspects, and it's not unheard of. Remember this; it's happened in Mena.
Oh yeah,
with the kids on the tracks.
Yeah,
the freaking prosecuting attorney, the special prosecutor, was the guy running the drugs into the county.
I still think like you didn't think about that. They probably didn't know.
No,
but they didn't know.
But you see what I mean. So it does actually happen. It's not like we're pretending here.
No, yeah.
This is the thing. It's like, what? And then just a few days later, another lady, Whitney Dubois, she's now found in the same circumstances. 2 victims from rapid succession.
And then after that, there's nobody?
And then after that, it's over. Nobody, doesn't happen anymore at all.
That's so strange.
Yeah, usually they ramp it up and then it gets worse and worse and worse and worse until because they're losing complete control, and that's how they get caught. Most serial killers.
Sounds like to me, whoever this person was probably just moved somewhere else.
Bundy got caught that way. Just frenzy kill at the end.
Yeah,
and he failed at it miserably, and that's what got him caught.
Yeah, 9-year-old girl. That's awful. I mean, I've read some stuff on that too, and he just messed up at the end.
Yeah. So all of the victims are females. All are tied to Jennings, Louisiana.
Okay.
Most share overlapping high-risk environment that they live in, right? Bodies are recovered in canals, ditches, and roadside areas. Again, they're not completely written down perfectly, so you have to construe a little bit when you figure out where they've been found.
Okay.
The cause of death is always variable.
So that's different. Normally, most people do the same type thing.
Or it's undetermined.
Right, yeah.
Undetermined. That just reminds me of the Arkansas coroner.
Exactly, yeah.
Didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
Right?
That was just blatantly idiocy right there.
So at this point, though, local law enforcement now has to deal with state police and FBI. Because it's on everybody's radar all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. A witness that was going to have you guys being bad law enforcement people. That's what, it
got national attention out of that one.
State police need to come in.
Yeah. So they formed a big task force to go in and figure this out. Obviously, it wasn't big enough. And then they also came up with an $85,000 reward. But even that is somewhat in dispute, because in my research I had to use approximately 85,000 because that's not always right. I think part of the problem is that when we're talking about this rural Louisiana, it's just there's no reporting. There's not really a news agency. They have to come in from out of town.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So I can see why all this is getting messed up. They're not, here in Northwest Arkansas, you and I grew up in a smaller area, but we still had the big three, ABC, NBC, CBS.
Yeah, and we had our local stuff that was...
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They were here. And so everybody was used to knowing everything that went on. But if you wanted to know something that happened in Newton County, which is just 2 counties over, it didn't get reported very much, did it?
Not that I remember.
You might have heard about it in Harrison.
I don't really remember growing up, unless you watched national news. You really didn't hear anything like that on the 5 o'clock news. I mean, not like it is now.
Exactly. So family members in interviews described delays, lack of urgency, a sense of their cases were not prioritized. And they believed it's because those girls were drug users and like prostitutes and stuff.
But one of them was going to get the law enforcement in trouble. I wonder, did the rest of them have any tie into that?
I don't know. So the journalistic investigations raised concerns about potential conflicts of interest. So when the news finally showed up in town, they were talking about conflicts of interest, relationships between individuals in the community and the actual law enforcement officers. Now, some of these are documented, but they're not proven in criminal findings.
Okay.
Tied to the murders. They allege that connections between some of the law enforcement personnel and the local drug networks, in other words, they get kickbacks or something like that, so some of the hubbub that they pass around, that they're paying them off, stuff like that.
Really?
And this is coming from the family members and the other. Yeah. Here's the thing about that, though, because I know a lot of folks that are on that side of life because I'm everyone's friend. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Because I know if there's anybody on this planet that's got boundaries galore, it's me.
Yeah, that's true. And you're friends with everybody.
Yeah.
And you don't judge.
I don't care. You're a human being. What's the matter?
Yeah, you've talked about people that you've been friends with that probably had a little bit shady of a past, but you were still friends with them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to run them. I'm not going to bring them over and let them stay in the house.
But you were always very kind to people. But
yeah. I'm not going to write them off just because they're a little shady every now and again. And try, unless they're shady towards me, then they're out.
Yeah, you do have that one defined rule of don't mess with you.
Right. Don't. What was it when you first came over to see me at my house?
Don't. I just remember the last
one. Don't take my stuff. Don't break my stuff.
Don't burn my stuff.
And I had to add the don't burn my stuff.
Take my stuff, burn my stuff.
No, it was don't take my stuff. Don't break my stuff.
Yeah.
Don't take my stuff. Don't break my stuff. And don't
set my stuff on fire.
Don't set my stuff on fire.
I do remember going the fire part.
I had to set that because one girl actually did. So there you go.
I hope she was so drunk out of her mind she didn't realize
she was goofing off and thought she was, and it was a joke between her and I too, because I was like, I'm editing a new rule.
But to burn someone's stuff is a joke.
She didn't mean to. It was an accident.
An accident? What? Would you have a match and it accidentally lit something on fire?
No, she was screwing around. He was fine.
I'm just saying, I have a hard time with that one.
I actually don't remember because it was so innocuous. I forgot what she did. Be honest with you.
Well, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And she thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, and it just kind of stuck for me.
Because I remember going, okay, these rules are pretty clear.
Yeah. So I know some of these kind of people. If they're really bad, I don't deal with them because it's you don't want to have people like that surrounding you.
Yeah, I agree with that because
they rub off on you.
Yes.
And their problems become your problems really quick. Because,
you got to be careful of the company you keep or keep good boundaries at least.
Yeah. So I know that what they're probably thinking is they're shifting blame because that's kind of what those folks do a lot. Not everybody, but a lot of them shift blame. It's not my fault I'm poor. It's not my fault I'm using drugs. It's your fault for doing this to me, which caused me to do that. So it's your fault because they shift the blame. So they're always looking for a place to shift the blame to. So it makes sense why they would try to shift the blame to cops. But the problem is because of that, knowing that about this kind of group of people, they get written off. What if they're right? What if it's true? It's hard to get anybody to listen because they push everything off like that.
I don't know necessarily all of them do that.
I didn't say all of them. No.
But I think like maybe I understand the family's point of view because, and it has happened.
It's a really small town too.
And it's a small town, and I'm not making excuses, but it's common for them to pick people, and who knows, maybe a lot was going on at that. I doubt it in a small town, but
they say witness intimidation. They were intimidating. The police were intimidating the witnesses to say this or say that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. But that's according to the people on the ground, not the cops.
Oh, well, that was common back then. A lot of cases have gotten in trouble for coercion. The West Memphis 3, for example.
There were many individuals that they thought they suspected them, like in the community suspected them, but obviously there wasn't enough evidence to ever do anything about it.
But it's weird that this person just stopped.
Yeah.
Either they stopped because they moved, they died, or they're already in jail.
Yeah. Well, they were a whole, 3 year or a year and a half went by. They might have been in jail. It sounds like a normal sentence for robbery. You get thrown in jail for robbery in a state that's full of the prisons are full.
Or drugs.
Drugs. Yeah. You get a half ounce of marijuana. You're going to do 90 days at least.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Especially in Louisiana. They're known for their bad prisons.
Yeah, isn't there one of them they have out there that's like a big giant farm or something?
It used to be, and they don't do that anymore.
I think there's a documentary on it. And
That was part of that one lady's case that they were doing it here in Arkansas, and the river lady we had on.
Oh, yeah, that lady.
Yeah, where she lived on the river, and her great aunt or whatever went in and shot the guy right there in the courtroom.
Yeah, because he killed her dad.
Yeah. But she was in one of those prisons, remember, where if she didn't let them prostitute her out, they extended her sentence.
Yeah, it's kind of horrible how prisons used to be, and
and that mentality maintains. It's very hard to root that out because it becomes, well, this is just what we do. That's
I think we have a lot more rules. I'm not saying that every person that goes to prison needs to have like a plush, fluffy bed cell and, get whatever they want brought to them, but they need to be at least treated humanely, and women should not be raped.
Well, neither should men.
Exactly. Men should not be raped in prison either.
Exit only, my friend. Exit only.
Exactly.
Just saying. But it's like there's no clear escalation like we normally see.
Yeah.
So all the patterns are broken. There's 8 victims across 4 years. The only pattern is they're female and they're within proximity in the county.
They're all found in ditches, right?
Right, and where they're found. But there's no clear escalation. There's no clear signature. They're not all killed the same way. And so all you have is geography and gender, because they're black and white.
Oh, yeah. That would,
it breaks everything that we know about serial killers.
Maybe they're not related.
It could very well be possible that they're not related. It could just be really, it used to be that bad down in the South back in the day. And if you don't have any money, that can...
who knows? It could be, if they're not, no more, isn't it common that they tend to stick within racial lines? Like
usually,
yeah.
And
so,
yeah.
I wonder though, did these women, if the town was having issues and the cops are not exactly upstanding, some of them at this point in time, maybe they were all killed for different reasons. Like if they all talk, they all kind of knew each other. They had the same like drug circles. They had the same maybe prostitution circles. Maybe they all kind of knew the gossip. They all kind of knew.
Yeah.
Who knows what they saw, what they witnessed, what they were privy to in conversations, that maybe each of them had a particular thing that maybe needed to be silenced.
Could be.
It's just a thought.
Well, there's really no... I've done a lot of research into the pathology of this. And if you look at Dahmer, it's the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, same thing.
Gacy, same thing over and over and over. BTK, same thing over and over and over.
Bundy was the same until the last one.
Well, yeah, Bundy was the same until he went on a spree when his mental capacity finally fell through the cracks, because everything he had was gone, because all his control he had was gone. Yeah,
and then he was doing the same thing until he hit a 9-year-old.
So yeah, and so I asked Cade Mercer,
Mr.
Cade, our AI profiler. Because he can know that the AI can know everything about profiling. I cannot.
I'd be curious to know about Cade Mercer the farther along I get in school, but
Right. And so I asked Cade, and he says 8 women over 4 years is one small operational zone. As one small operational zone is not subtle, but it's also not clean, exactly what we were talking about. The method doesn't hold in the victim, but only the victim pool does. That means the common denominator is less likely to be a ritual, like a serial killer, and more likely to be access. He just happens to be around them. Access to women living at the edge, access to places where the bodies can be dropped, and it's just, if you've ever been out there, it's easy to hide something. Access to the community where disappearances won't trigger an immediate statewide hard stop. Right?
Okay.
If the allegations around local corruption are false, they still matter because they tell you that the town believed about its own protectors. They didn't trust their own cops.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. And if the town believes the police are compromised, witnesses will talk less, and especially if they're drug users and committing felonies when the cops aren't around, they're not going to talk to them.
No.
That would be stupid.
They're going to keep their mouths shut for their own perseverance.
Exactly. They're going to talk later or talk sideways, it says Cade. That alone can cripple a homicide investigation when you can't get any information. And I guess that's true.
That makes sense. Probably why they don't have any leads is they don't trust them.
Yeah. Who's this guy we've been watching on the HBO all day today?
Joe Kendra from
what is
Colorado Springs.
What is his catchphrase?
Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah, that guy. We've been watching him, and the first thing he says is, if nobody's going to talk to you, you get a real problem. You got to rely on forensics. Well, these women are in the water. There's no forensics, and they weren't killed there.
Who knows? Okay, say you know something about these girls, these women. Okay, I'm just going to, I know, as an example, I know something about these women. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to the cops.
Especially if you're doing illegal things on the
I'm
weekend.
going to keep my head low and hopefully
Are you doing illegal things on the weekend?
No.
Okay.
It's called schoolwork. If that's illegal, then I'm screwed.
Depends. If you're in Afghanistan, it would be illegal.
I'm not in Afghanistan.
Am I wrong?
Probably.
So the first question is not whether one corrupt deputy killed 8 women. The first question is whether the environment around these women was already so compromised that the offenders, singular or plural, could work inside that confusion without fear.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's exactly what
if
they're doing.
If you know the town ain't going to do anything, and they're kind of probably involved in the drugs, maybe in some aspects. I don't know. I'm just talking. In other words, they're kind of have a little bit of corruption. It's party town if you're a criminal.
Yeah, and they got nowhere to go. They're not the homicide detectives. They write speeding tickets and arrest drunks.
Well, that's not their fault either. And yeah. There's a lot of small towns that's a problem. They have to have someone else come in. And that, they probably only have they had 8 murders, but some towns have 1 murder a decade.
Yeah. So according to the AP, who reviewed records of this area, they described women accusing deputies of rape, coercion, and sexual trafficking schemes while they were inmates in jail.
I wouldn't talk.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't say anything if I knew this was going to be.
AP also reported that Nicole Gilroy, the last of the 8 found, had been a witness in a 2002 jail case.
That's probably your link to finding it out right there.
Yeah. Not because of her death proves a police link, but because she sits at the overlap between victim pool and prior misconduct allegations. So what we know about people who kill, there's always a common link.
But wouldn't they get her first and not the rest of them first?
Well, I don't know. You would
I'm
think.
Just talking out loud. It would make sense to me that if this is the person that...
Maybe it was they kill her last. Till no one knows that she was their main target.
Or maybe the crime of opportunity, or who knows, maybe, I don't know, maybe she said stuff to these other people. I'm just talking.
I know. Well, that's all we got in this is talk. The AP, Ethan Brown told AP, the Associated Press, that the most insistent of the victims was Nicole.
Really?
Yeah. That she was the most insistent of the victims that the police were behind the killings.
Maybe that's the reason why she passed away.
Maybe. We don't know that, though.
No, but it's a speculation. Who are you going to believe? The family members are upset and angry, as they have every right to be. Police department's not on the best terms with the public or doing... A&E
did some work on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they summarized the law enforcement angle by noting the relationship between local law enforcement and some of the victims raised eyebrows.
Oh.
Including claims that some victims had clients in law enforcement.
Oh, there you go.
They were Johns. The cops were Johns.
Wow.
How about that?
That sounds like the whole situation is just one giant pot of mess.
Not proof of homicide participation, but it's highly relevant to bias, witness intimidation, and compromised interviewing.
Yeah, because if this woman you're interviewing is also the person that you slept with the other day
and gave her $100
and gave her $100, then there's a little bit of conflict.
Yeah, there's a conflict.
But you can't go tell your boss, hey, I can't interview her because I gave her $100 and slept with her last week. You can't say that either.
So I don't know what WWL is. I should have looked that up better. One of the newspapers and later summaries tied to the case described a 2007 ethics violation involving Jeff Davis, chief criminal investigator, Warren Gray, buying a truck suspected of relevance to the Kristen Gary Lopez case from an inmate arrestee. So he bought a car from somebody that was on the, like a witness or something for or involved in the case with somebody that did another crime.
Is this town so small that they can't do business with anybody that isn't already like
Probably.
involved in something that's illegal?
Yeah. Oxygen, the Channel Oxygen summary says Gary was fined $10,000 by the Louisiana Board of Ethics, but cleared criminally.
Really?
And later promoted to head of the evidence room.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. You're going to put that guy in charge of evidence.
It's more of an ethics problem, evidence, confidence problem, and not proof of any kind of murder or involvement in the murder.
But if you're doing shady stuff and you have an ethics violation, you should not be in charge.
And if somebody wants to sue us over this, talk to Oxygen because I'm just quoting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just laughing because I'm like, you got an ethics violation, but you'll have you in charge of all of our stuff for conviction.
Yeah, remember, people listening and whatnot, is none of this been proven except for the $10,000 fine against this guy.
Yeah, we're just reading off of other stuff. Normally, we don't cover big cases like that, but Paul was in the mood for a Louisiana Bayou case.
I wanted to talk about Bayou. I wanted to make that song at the beginning of the show, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay, just a side note for everybody. Paul is very much invested in the music that we play.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. And he was playing all these different ones, asking me what I thought of them. And I had to explain to them that they all sound the same to me.
They did, because they're very, very small differences.
But him having the whole,
I know what I'm doing.
Media stuff here, he's the one that picked it, because I'm like, it all sounds the same.
Yeah.
And he always looks at me like I'm like, like crazy, but it does all sound the same to me. Anyways. But he always picks the music.
Well, you can pick the music.
No, you're good at this.
This is why I pick the music, because I say, you can pick the music. And she goes, no, I'm not going to do it.
Well, because I'm not good at it. Hence, I'm a nurse going back to school to be a mental health practitioner.
Yeah. I get it. And then on top of that, the sheriff's office thought rumors about police involvement were serious enough to do a DNA swab of all the officers.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. CBS News reported that investigators required local police to Jefferson County Parish to submit DNA in an effort to address rumors and clear law enforcement of involvement.
Oh, my. Please tell me that they've turned over the police department. It's better now. I mean, think about that. It's so bad.
It doesn't validate the rumors, though.
You got to swab all the cops and be like, we're going to see what you're all up to.
Then they bumped the reward to $85,000, which means that it's really stuck, because in 2009, the reward was $35,000. Crime Stoppers. Ruff McDuff, the crime stopping dog.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So there's some say that the serial killer being the guy doing it, may have distracted from a more contaminated reality. A task force formed in 2008 and initially worked from a serial killer hypothesis. This is what they worked from. But several later treatments of the case, including Ethan Brown's reporting from the news organization, argued that one clean serial killer theory doesn't fit.
No.
And we discovered that right off the bat. It doesn't work.
I mean, I think they maybe tried. Whoever, if it was like several different people, they probably just did it because it was just convenient to put them in the ditch, because it would like wash away everything.
Yeah. Well, and it's a great place. You can throw somebody in the ditch and no one's going to see them, especially if you're out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because this is all rural, right?
And if you're a law enforcement or someone who has slight bit of intelligence, you would know to put them in there. Yeah.
So there's definitely a low confidence in any of the investigation that went on during this.
So it could be more than one person, more than likely.
And in your point, it could be absolutely valid. And it's 8 different women killed by 8 different people.
The statistics in that in a small town, though, have got to be off the charts wrong.
Yeah.
But
just 8 people dying in a town less than 50,000, and within 3 years or 5 people dying within 3 years in a small town like that. Then no, that's not statistically correct.
But at the same time, they can't. It's all a big jumble hot mess that they're never really going to be able to find the answer.
So we have to remember that we can't claim that the deputies had clients among the victims, right? Those are hearsay.
Yeah, it was rumors.
And we can't claim that certain officers were tied to local drugs because we don't know. Nobody's gone to jail over it.
No, it's just our hypothesis, theory, and slightly opinion and talking, so nobody comes sue us.
That's somebody else's idea that we're just passing along as a summary of this thing.
Yeah, we're just talking it out.
And then claims witnesses were intimidated can't be substantiated.
No.
Nobody's gone to jail for that.
No, and you can't prove it unless it's on camera.
Misconduct, though, has been documented in the police force because the one guy got fined $10,000.
In state police came.
Yeah. So at this point, they still don't have any idea who's killing this. It could be a drug dealer. It could be a drug dealer. They all got mad at him and ganged up on him and screwed up his business or ran him out of town for a week or whatever, and he decided to come back and take his revenge. I mean, that's a plausible thing, too.
Yeah, they could have got arrested. That's why they're the cool-down periods.
More than likely, it was a man because all these women were tossed in a ditch. They didn't lay where they were killed.
I can't see a woman doing it because
Well, I mean, she'd have to be a strong woman.
She'd have to be a very strong woman, yeah.
And that's possible. I mean,
there's some women out there that can whoop my booty.
Yeah, and there's some men out there that can whoop mine.
Yeah, so.
And there's a lot of men out there that can't, but some can.
Yeah.
So don't be coming over here thinking that you can, let's go, Paul. No, I said some of you can.
Some of you can't.
Well, a lot of you can't.
Notice how he says a lot.
A lot's more than half.
Yeah.
But it's not more than most.
Yeah.
Words mean things.
So it's sad that these women passed and we have no idea who killed them. We have no idea what happened. We have an idea what happened based upon where they were found, but we don't really have anything else. And this person or persons is getting away scot-free.
Yeah. They're not, I don't think they'll ever get caught. I think this one's dead in the water because there's no DNA. There's no evidence. There's nothing. Where's the concrete? And these days you have to have concrete. You can't just.
Yeah, there's nothing substantiated or anything like within a reasonable doubt. I mean, there's too much what ifs.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even have a suspect or any idea how to get to a suspect.
More than likely what happened. My supposition is the town is so small and the people are so related and know each other because that's what happens in a small town. That's my uncle, that's my cousin Billy.
That's somebody that's known by marriage or whatever.
Yeah. More than likely what happened is somebody killed these women. And since they can't figure out who did it, because they didn't want to spend the resources on them, because they were prostitutes and drug users, that an incompetence in the investigation or lack of caring. And incompetence is something that you can claim, and even the most competent person in the world, they could be incompetent if they had a bad day. So it's variable. I think they just didn't know what to do. They don't have that many murders, and it was all mishandled because of the lack of training, because they're not exactly the best paid police force in the United States. They did probably what they thought they needed to do, and that's all they did. And now we have this giant mess where everybody's pointing fingers at everybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
And if there was any kind of corruption going on, maybe one cop that doesn't work there anymore. Maybe it was the jailer, and they killed him killed him by accident in the cell or something like that. We don't know. That's the problem. There's no evidence because there's just no evidence.
So it's basically going to probably just stay this way. It'll stay this way until somebody talks.
Yeah.
Somebody opens up.
Deathbed confession, more than likely.
Or maybe nobody really knows anything.
Maybe it was a drifter. It would explain the gap.
Yeah. I still think it had something to do with the women itself and something to do with...
I think the victimology is the only way you're going to be able to get even near what happened.
Yeah, but it would have to take some, like I said, if I was the person knowing that some stuff was going on and how I could get wrongfully imprisoned, I would keep my mouth shut until I had to talk.
I don't know. Do you think the way it was proposed, the DNA swab of the cops, was that we're just trying to regain the trust of the people? Would they do that? Would they go that far to regain trust of the people, or do you think they wanted to know if they were onto something?
Maybe it's a little bit of both. But I would think that they would have to voluntary consent to that.
Not if it's a requirement of your employment. Especially in Louisiana, they do not care. It's Louisiana, man.
I mean, like if someone was to come up to you today and say, in order for you to work at Walmart, the media job, we need a DNA sample. Would you cough it up?
No, it's Walmart. I don't care.
I'm just giving an example. Off the top
Depends
of my
on where
head.
it was working. You know, if the president called me up or whoever, governor or Gavin Newsom called me up and said, I want you to work for me and I'm going to pay you $1 million a year, but you got to give me your DNA. I'm going to put you on a 2-year contract. I'd be like, $2 million? Okay, here, have my DNA. Because I didn't done anything wrong.
I haven't done anything wrong either. I always joke with my brother. I was like, our dad was adopted. Yeah. I said, we're going to have a knock at the door one of these days and one of our relatives is going to have done something bad. And we're like, our dad's adopted.
I was expecting to get a knock on the door and say, "Are you my father?"
Because if you put your DNA on GEDmatch,
which is I've done too,
it says in there a disclaimer that
the
cops will have it. I'm like, I have nothing to hide. But we joke about, familiar DNA, family DNA. The guy in California, what's his face? But we were talking about that. It's like an ongoing joke about how we're going to find family members.
Right.
This is probably the only way we're going to find family members. But
I don't know if I want to be found as a family member. Do I have to pay child support?
Well, if they're over 18. I don't know how that works.
Do I have to pay back child support? No, I don't think I should because I didn't know about them.
I agree with that. I agree with you on that one.
But that's my fears. I'm going to get are you my father?
I'll be like, well, you look like him. Come on in.
Dang it. You're supposed to protect me from stuff like that.
I can't protect you from crap. So.
You can too. You can put a shield up or a piece of wood, and if somebody tries to throw crab,
you
can, that's.
No.
I always take everything so literally, don't I?
Pretty much.
Well, so you're going to be a nurse practitioner eventually.
Yeah. So
hopefully.
Yeah.
Right?
This is the first semester of
you're not going to fail out of that.
No, but it's definitely time consuming, but it's worth it.
Me, I'm just learning about the human mind.
Yeah, psychology classes.
I'm going to be damn near a psychologist by the time I'm done.
Yeah.
If I can figure out how to get it for free, I would totally get my doctorate.
Grants and scholarships.
If I could do it for free, I'm in. But that's what I've been doing. I've been learning about psychology. I think what are my next classes? Next is going to be abuse, drug abuse, and child abuse, and it was the I'm taking classes now for abnormal human behavior.
Oh yeah,
or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I do remember something like
I'm
that.
Like, please tell me we're going to do this. And it says it's based in criminology. So yeah, I'm going to learn why people steal cars for sure.
He's going to apply some of his knowledge to this podcast.
Yeah.
Though we do need to get better at planning this because it's kind of hard between our schedules with school.
Well, I'm taking the anatomy course. And it's not an anatomy course. It's the language of what? Language of medicine, which is harder. It's just as hard or harder than her anatomy classes years ago.
Some of it he asked me, and I'm like, God, I don't remember that since like I was in A&P.
Did you even know it?
I recognize it, but I'm like, I can't tell you what that's about because I had anatomy like 20 plus years ago.
This is supposed to be the language of medicine, teaching me how to read medical jargon.
Well, I'm going to have to learn some of these diagnoses again because to pass the boards, but For everyone out there, just bear with us. We try to post these things, but they may not always be weekly, though we need to get in the better habit of it, though.
Well, that stupid course is just memorization. And I can't memorize anything. So for me to be able to understand anatomy, I would literally have to take a bone, break it apart, and search and say, what's this called? What's this called? What's this called?
Yeah.
Because I can't. This is, the only reason I know a humerus, I thought a humerus was a leg for a while. But the only reason I even know that word is because I saw a meme of a little girl in a yellow raincoat carrying a bone going, I found this humerus.
Yeah, it's a humerus bone. But
that's the only reason I even know it. So I'm having troubles. But then again, I'm passing my other classes with 102%.
Because you're not writing like a freshman, you're writing like an actual person.
Oh yeah, they hate my writing because it's like reading another paper on the white paper.
Well, the teacher likes it, but
yeah,
the kid. I mean, when you come right out of high school, and I don't know. Yeah. I graduated high school.
A lot of these people aren't high school people.
So I mean, you are having to learn how to write. I'm having to learn how to write papers again because I've been out of my other master's program for a while. So. He writes very eloquently and, very well.
Eloquently. I write like an English scholar.
Somewhat. Yeah, you do. So for kids, that
don't
are
poke like one.
18 and 19, they're like having to figure this out. And he's already got it down to put down pat.
Well, I do have, awards for my writing after all. So there's.
So what should we cover next time?
Do we want to do another murder thing?
We can.
Well, of course we can. I mean, we can also cover Bozo the Clown.
Did he commit a murder?
I don't know. He might have. He's drinking a lot. I do know
that. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
We should cover the best quips of Kennedy from Louisiana.
Oh,
that guy's hilarious.
He's so funny.
Not talking about his politics. We're just talking about what he says.
The stuff he says, you should follow him because, you may not agree with his politics, but the things he says and the way he says it, it's hilarious.
He said that one, he was looking a guy straight in the face and he goes, you may not be the dumbest person on the planet, but if that person dies, you should be worried. And he just off the cuff told this dude that. I'm like, oh my God.
He should just have a book or something with all the funny stuff he says.
He should do a weekly rundown of everything that he's done that week and just show clips of him.
I'd watch it.
Berating people.
The guy's funny. I mean, he says things that are very factual, but he says it in such a way that's just funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious a lot of times, actually. That's fun. I could never say those things to people's face.
I couldn't either, but he gets away with it probably because he's a senator, right?
No, I think it's just because who he is. And he didn't care.
Next week we could cover true crime, or we could try to cover something medical if I could come up with something interesting.
Well, medical mysteries would be cool.
Oh, I got to research on that one, but yeah.
Just watch an episode of House and figure out where they got theirs from, because they've already done the research. They have these weird medical things.
Yeah.
And it's a medical mystery that somebody figured out and they turned it into a TV show.
Well, there's obviously a lot of them because House was on a while.
Well, I'm sure they had to stretch for a while.
Well, yeah, your writing, it has to be appealing to the people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had to stretch let's just open a dictionary and find the most obscure disease and let's give them that.
It's hard for me to watch that medical stuff because half of it is completely 100% wrong.
The Pit, you seem to be pretty...
The Pit is...
You hate The Pit, and there's a reason why.
I don't hate The Pit. I love the show The Pit. It's awesome, but the problem is I read it at work, and I lived it when I was on this bedside nurse. So
she was the charge nurse. So the girl with the Boston accent in that emergency room, that was Andrea.
That probably was me, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, that's the same job you did.
Yeah, it is the same job I did.
Yeah.
But it's hard I need a break from it, if that makes sense.
So the most experienced person on the floor who's not a doctor ends up being the charge nurse.
Or most of the time you hope that's true, yes.
Yeah.
But these nurses out there understand that sometimes it's whoever's been there the longest that happens.
I think they
to be
just
on that
told
day.
you were going to be charge nurse. Is that what they did?
Yeah, one day they're like, you're charge nurse. And I was like, excuse me?
Why me?
Yeah.
I have kids. I've got to go.
And they give you $1 more an hour. It's not worth it. $12 more. I told one of them one time, you can keep your $12 and shove it. This is not worth it. This is a very rough job, but you know, it's got to be done. Someone's got to.
So when we sit here and talk about this stuff, we actually have the credentials to back it up. At least I will, for sure. You already do.
I just need it.
I will have all the psych stuff that the college offers. I'll have it all.
I just need to be careful because of becoming a practitioner. I can't diagnose in the state of Arkansas. I mean, I can, but I have to have the physician sign off.
Yeah. But you can give your suppositions about someone that's not your patient.
Correct. I can do that as long as I'm very clear that I'm not diagnosing.
Yeah. So when we're talking about Dahmer or somebody like that, you can say, I think he has.
Yeah, I don't know how much like criminal stuff I'll cover. Probably not much, but.
Yeah, you said you aren't going to work in prisons.
I do not want to work in a prison.
Yeah. I don't want you working in a prison either. Those guys would jump you.
I think
they'd be like, who's the hot doctor?
No, it's because I give drugs. That's the only reason they won't talk to me.
And you're a hot doctor.
I don't know about that. But
she will not accept the fact that she's actually a hot
I'm
nurse.
glad that you feel that way.
Oh,
that's all that matters.
Okay. Well, we'll pretend that's all that matters.
Anyways, enough about me.
Yeah, we got to go anyways. We're running over. So we're past our time.
Are we past our time?
No. Oh, you mean for the podcast? Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're whispering. Everybody's like, this is getting awkward. Well, welcome to the show. All right.
That's pretty much it.
If you like the show, go to paulgnewton.com. You can buy your swag there. We've got some really cool shirts. Now, the shirts you'll like, I promise you, if you go to our website, my website, paulgnewton.com, and go to get your swag, you will find a t-shirt there or a sticker or whatever that you will find funny and like and will be proud to wear it.
I might just buy the cat one just for shits and giggles.
I want the one at the donuts.
That was not bad too.
I'm just here for the donuts and true crime.
That's a very true statement. Right. Donuts are great.
So I guess that's it, right?
That's it.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
In the water, ain't in the ground. Say it out loud. No one comes around. Eight in the water. Count them slow. Something sing and never let go.
Thank you for listening to Things I Want to Know. You want these stories, and we want to bring them to you. So hit the support link and keep this circus and the mics alive. Then do us a favor, rate and subscribe. It helps the show find more people just like you, the ones who like their mysteries real and their storytellers unfiltered. And if you want to wear a little bit of this madness, grab some Andrea-approved gear at paulgnewton.com. We make these things for you because it matters, and you're the kind who knows the difference.